Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and I wanted to talk today quickly about the PS Vita. Now, I have both models of the PS Vita. Now, I'm not sure if there were three models or only two. I know there were three models for the PSP, the 1000, 2000, and 3000. And I feel like they said that the 2000 was the best PSP model. I can't remember which one I have, but I do know at one point I had all three, and I wound up selling two, and I only kept one because there was no need for three PSPs. But that was a while ago, and that was also during a time when I just kept running into PSPs at the thrift shop, and they were coming in on average like 25 to 30 bucks a pop. Like literally, I would go to the thrift shop, and every other weekend there would be 2 to 3 PSPs just sitting there. Um, and it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. That same thrift shop, I remember one time I went there and they had a PSP Go, but someone got to it before me. I was a little bummed that I wasn't able to get my hands on it. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So I have the OLED model Vita, and then I have this what looks like this newer model Vita as well. Now, my OLED model, I did get it complete in box, and it was in really good condition, really good condition. But this Vita, when I picked this one up, it did not have a box, and I actually found this at a pawn shop a couple years ago. Can't remember what deal they gave me on it, but I felt like it was a good deal at the time because this Vita is practically brand new, like literally brand new. There's not a scuff, there is not a scratch, there is no ism nor any schism on this thing. It's like super clean. If you look at just the buttons, the screen is flawless. I mean, I'm trying to get it on here on the camera here, but the screen is definitely flawless. The buttons are great, very tactile. They look and feel great. And so a big part of my dilemma in selling this Vita, because I was really tempted to add it to the stockpile of things that I'm just selling and getting rid of. But I did get a comment on my channel from someone who told me that I should mod my Vita and use it in some type of modded format. Now, I don't really know what advantages I would get out of a modded Vita versus something like I don't know, maybe a Steam Deck or any other type of emulation device. Um, the few things that I do like about this obviously is the internet capability. I don't know if any of the newer emulation devices have like internet capabilities or not, but there are just a lot of really cool features just about the Vita. Obviously the touchpad in the back, dual analog sticks, you've got your traditional D-pad, obviously your four buttons there, start, select. You've got your triggers up top, up here, your left and right, which is pretty cool. And more than anything else, the two big draws is how this just really huge screen that you have here, so much just screen space, which I think is just a great feature on this device. And when I hold it in my hand, sometimes I'm like, the form factor doesn't feel that great. But when I look at like the control panels on either side of the screen, I think to myself, well, these aren't really that much smaller than a Joy-Con when you think about it. The Joy-Con may have like an additional inch on it, but these are not that much smaller than the Joy-Con, and they actually have a speaker built into it. So, and you know, with Sony, the one thing that you're definitely going to get is great sound. Sony's just known for really good sound. On all of my Sony devices, I just have great sound quality, whether it's my Vitas, my PSPs, they just do a really good job there. So I know that there's innate technology built into the device that makes it superior from most emulation devices. Also that camera, which I think is pretty cool, that they had the camera built in there. I thought that was another cool feature. So I know that there's a lot of things that can be done with the Vita, But I really wanted you guys to let me know down in the comments, because I know I have a lot of dedicated hardcore gamers, and I had an infatuation with the Vita that was short and brief. I kept running into them, and I found some really good condition ones that I added to my collection. But like I said, I'm on the fence about selling this one. Not sure how much they go for. I know there's a lot of Japanese Vitas out there. I know there's a lot of them. When I look on like eBay and stuff, I don't really see, I do see US models, but not a ton. For me, what I'm seeing is predominantly like Japanese models of the Vita. It seems that the US versions go for a pretty penny. I think these are still commanding like 200 bucks. Maybe not. Let me know down in the comments. But from what I'm seeing here, it looks like there may be an advantage to keeping it and modding it. I'm just not sure what those advantages are. For me personally, I would love to keep and have like an OLED model, and then this model as well, if there's an advantage to it. On my other PSP, I do have it connected to the PlayStation Network. I have downloaded some classic PlayStation 1 games. And that's the other good thing, is that these things allow me to stay connected to the PlayStation Network. I haven't really worked with these, like connected these to my PS3, which is something that I really want to do, and just kind of see what that functionality was like, because I've never taken advantage of that. I know I have some games in my PS3 library, where you can kind of take advantage of that functionality. I want to explore the depths of that. But yeah, it's just a matter of just seeing, what the purpose would be. If I can do something good with this, let me know. I do want to definitely keep one of my Vitas stock. I don't want to make any changes to it. I don't want to mod it. I just want to keep it straight regular and just have just the games that I downloaded on there, and just play my regular PlayStation Vita games, because I do have a considerable Vita collection. So that's where I'm at with that. Behind me, or behind the Vita, you might be looking at this thing right here. That's a Traxxas 4x4. I did go through a brief period where I was heavily into 4x4, mini 4x4, like off-roading. I would go to like the mini car racetrack and stuff like that. I never got into any of the gas cars, but I did get into the electric ones, and those electric cars can go pretty darn fast. So that's another hobby of mine. I had so many hobbies outside of video games. I just like to tinker with different devices and things like that. Maybe I'll do a video on just like other toys and hobbies that I'm into, but we just got to see. It's October. It's Wednesday, second week of October, and I really wanted to launch a few really cool series just into this quarter, but technical difficulties have definitely stumped me. On top of that, I realized that like just with the way the YouTube algorithm works, it's tough to talk about like different topics when you have like a very niche channel, because the algorithm is just going to want to push the content that your normal subscribers like to them. So like this is like a gaming collecting channel. So because of that, if I start talking about other things like being a dad or different hobbies that I'm into, toys, clothing, fashion, just YouTube is not going to push that content out. And so I think it might be time for me to start a second channel. So I may go ahead and do that. Let me know down in the comments if that's something that any of you guys are interested in. I'm really eager to kind of talk more about that other stuff and just share about that other stuff, especially just like the dad stuff. And, I'm a dad, but I'm still like a big kid. I work a corporate 9 to 5, but I still do a lot of like adolescent things. I enjoy a lot of adolescent things. I still listen to some of the same music that I listened to when I was in my early 20s and late teens. Obviously, I enjoy video games, and I think there's a lot of dads and millennials and even guys in their 20s and even younger that might be interested in some of that content. And then also some of the topics, that, we deal with as men, young men, dads, just some of that content I think would be cool to kind of branch out and talk about. So let me know if that's something that you guys would be interested in, and let me know if I if I should start a second channel, because it's something that I can easily do, and then I can share the link with all of you who are interested, and we can just start a whole new community over there and continue different conversation. Doesn't mean this channel is going to go away. I'm still going to have the gaming content. I'll still share with you the gaming journey, but I think it's just another outlet to have different conversation. Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully you're having a great day. It's hump day, and I will catch you in the next video. It's Y2K Collector. Take it easy.